All right, strap yourselves in for this one. We're going deep on a story that, well, it kind of blends history and prophecy, and honestly, it gets a little unsettling.
Yeah.
It's Gog and Magog,
Oh, absolutely.
these two ancient tribes that basically became like the poster children for chaos, like the ultimate end-of-the-world bad guys.
Right, right.
I've got a whole mix of sources on them, some historical, some more prophetic, but they all kind of paint this picture of good versus evil, Faith gets tested, but ultimately justice wins out in the end.
You always love that part, don't you?
Who doesn't love a happy ending, right? But what really gets me is how these themes still feel so relevant today. Like, haven't we all felt that kind of anxiety, that sense of things maybe spiraling out of control?
For sure, yeah. It's like that feeling when things are just on edge.
Exactly.
Like you can feel it in the air.
So this whole story kicks off way back when with these crazy, powerful tribes, Gog and Magog, just wreaking havoc everywhere they go. People are terrified. They need a hero, so they turn to this leader, Dul Qarnayn.
Interesting guy.
Yeah, so who is this Dul Qarnayn? What's his deal?
Well, he's a really fascinating figure. In Islamic tradition, he's often identified with Alexander the Great, although there's some debate about that.
Yeah.
But regardless, he's always portrayed as this super just, wise ruler,
Okay.
travels the world, builds up this huge reputation for fairness and strength.
So a real leader of the people type.
Exactly.
Got it. But what I find interesting is he doesn't just jump straight into, like, a military solution.
Yeah, he doesn't just go in guns blazing.
Right. So what does he do?
Well, the sources describe him actually trying to reason with Gog and Magog, trying to guide them toward a more peaceful way of living.
So almost like a diplomatic approach.
Precisely. And it really highlights the importance of dialogue, even when you're dealing with, those who seem completely opposed to your values.
That's gotta be tough.
Oh, absolutely. Try to reason with pure forces of chaos, right?
Thanks.
It really speaks to a deep, deep belief in the power of communication and understanding.
Powerful stuff. But I'm guessing Gog and Magog weren't exactly receptive to a friendly chat over tea and biscuits, huh?
Yeah, you could say that. They basically told Dul Qarnayn where he could shove his peace treaty.
Feisty. So what does he do? He comes up with a solution that would make even, today's top engineers scratch their heads. I mean, we're talking about a colossal wall here.
Oh, yeah.
Built with iron and copper, meant to hold back these forces of destruction. I mean, can you even picture the resources, the manpower, the sheer, willpower it must have taken to pull that off?
It's mind-boggling.
Right.
Yeah, and the wall itself becomes a super powerful symbol of human resilience, of our ability to stand up to these seemingly insurmountable threats.
That's a coin.
It's a testament to collaboration, innovation, and this, unyielding belief that we can overcome challenges through collective action. And man, doesn't that just resonate so strongly today?
It totally does.
Mhm.
I mean, look at the stuff we're dealing with now. Climate change, political divides, all of it, right? It can feel pretty overwhelming sometimes.
For sure.
Like all the walls are about to crumble around us.
It can feel like that.
But this story, I don't know, it kind of reminds us that humans, we've got this knack for building incredible things.
Yeah,
For coming together when it really, really matters.
absolutely.
But, all right, here's where things take a turn for the apocalyptic. This wall, this symbol of human achievement, well, it doesn't last forever, right? And we're talking full-on end-of-times kind of stuff here. The wall breaks down, and Gog and Magog, they are unleashed.
It's like a nightmare scenario.
Totally. And the imagery gets pretty intense. We're talking consuming everything in their path, covering the entire earth, drinking lakes dry. It's like this primal fear of chaos, of just pure destruction, but given a physical form.
Exactly. It taps into those anxieties we all have, right? About losing control, about order just collapsing around us. And it doesn't even matter what you believe. Those fears, they're universal.
They're deep in our DNA or something.
Right. That fear of the unknown, the destructive potential, it's something that's resonated with humans for centuries.
It's a powerful thought. And this isn't just some random event, is it?
No, not at all.
The sources actually give us specific signs that come before Gog and Magog's grand entrance. First up, we've got the beast, super mysterious creature, tons of symbolism wrapped up in that one. Then you've got the sun rising from the west, like the natural order itself is just flipping on its head. And of course, the return of Jesus.
Big stuff.
Yeah. What do these signs, especially the cosmic ones, what do they add to the story?
Well, they add this whole other layer of meaning. It's not just about chaos here on Earth. It's about a cosmic shift, like a fundamental realignment of reality as we know it. I mean, the imagery, it evokes a sense of awe, terror, recognizing that something truly monumental is happening.
It's heavy stuff. But here's the kicker. Even with this seemingly unstoppable force, the story doesn't just end in despair. Gog and Magog, they're not invincible. God steps in, sends a worm, to devour them, put an end to their reign of terror, and then we have the return of Jesus, defeating evil once and for all, bringing in an era of justice. Quite a story, right?
It really is. It's a story about hope. It's a reminder that even when evil seems to have the upper hand, there's this force for good that ultimately prevails.
It's not about ignoring the threats, the challenges,
Right.
but it's about holding on to that hope, that belief that things can be made right.
And that message of hope, that's essential. It acknowledges the darkness, the potential for destruction, but it doesn't let that have the last word. It's really a testament to the human spirit, our capacity to endure and ultimately to rebuild and create something better.
So well said. It feels like this story, it's jam-packed with important takeaways, right? The constant struggle between good and evil, the power of unity and faith, and how hope can exist even in the darkest times.
For sure. But it also leaves us with some pretty thought-provoking questions.
Yeah, like what?
How do these ancient themes, how do they actually play out in our world today? Where do we see those forces of chaos and destruction? And how can we embody that spirit of resilience and hope in our own lives?
It's like holding up a mirror to our own time.
Exactly.
And for anyone who wants to go deeper, I really encourage you to check out the source material for yourself. See how different cultures and religions have interpreted this story, how those themes have been woven into art, literature, even just how we understand the world today. It's a trip worth taking, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. There's so much to explore there.
Well, on that note, thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.